Hello everyone, welcome to my score predictions for game week 12 of the EFL Championship of the 2022/23 season. The international break is almost over, and of course these games are being played this weekend, starting off with the Friday night kickoff, Hull City against Luton Town, which is where we shall begin. Hull City really, after this, the pretty decent start that they did have, they were doing like win loss, and that kind of momentum at the start of the season. But then it's kind of tailed off a bit now, and a defeat in the last 4 games, a 3-0 defeat to Swansea City in their last game. Luton Town themselves, quite the opposite of Hull City. They had a pretty poor start, but now they've slowly grown into it. Luton Town currently in 11th place. Hull City quite low down now in 20th place. This game last season ended in a 3-1 victory to Luton Town. I'm not too sure about this one. Hull City they really need to get some points on the board, and they need to bounce back fast. And you know what? I think that they will pick up a point in this game. A 1-1 draw, maybe quite a shock result to start off with, but it's the Championship. Anything can happen. Luton Town definitely the favourites for this game, but I'm going to go for the 1-1 draw. Next up is Blackburn Rovers against Millwall. Blackburn Rovers currently in 7th place in the table, which is, considering they've got 5 defeats in there, it just shows what 5 wins can also do to you. I mean, if you have a look at Preston and West Brom with all the draws that they've picked up this season, just shows anyone really can be up there if they just get some points. I mean, look at Blackburn's past games. I mean, only 2 wins in there, about 5 defeats in the last 7 games. So yeah, Blackburn, I think they'll pick up a win here. It should be quite comfortable against the Millwall side, who did actually win in their last game. It was a 2-1 victory over Blackpool, but I think Blackburn Rovers are home in this one as well. They should have this game wrapped up. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory at Ewood Park in this one. And then we move on now to Blackpool against Norwich City, where Norwich City, undefeated in their past 7 games now. Just absolutely amazing run that they've gone on. Blackpool themselves maybe going through a little bit of a struggling patch. I don't think Norwich City as an opposition is the ideal team that they wanted to be facing at this moment in time, but it is what it is, and it's obviously going to be a Norwich victory for me, but it just depends on how much. I'm going to go 3-0 Norwich in this one. Norwich City have shown their class throughout the entire season, maybe not at the start, but the majority of the season so far. And as I said, got off to a little bit of a shaky start, but just that impressive run there you can see on the screen or yourself as well. Norwich City should easily get all 3 points against a kind of struggling Blackpool side at the moment. Okay, we'll move on to Bristol City against Queen's Park Rangers, where Bristol City, not where many people expected them to be. In the playoffs at the moment, top 6. Surprised quite a few people so far. And Queen's Park Rangers themselves, I mean, fairly mid-table as well. I'm gonna go for a draw in this one. I'm gonna go high scoring in a 2-2 draw. Both sides can score goals. And yeah, this again going to be another tricky prediction. I'll go with a draw, 2-2. And then next up is Cardiff City against Burnley. Burnley doing pretty well. Only the 1 defeat so far this season and out of their 10 games, but they are picking up quite a few draws. Not as much as Preston and West Brom, of course, but fair amount of draws. I think they'll pick up all 3 points in this one. I'll back both sides to score, but I think they should they should get through this game. But I do think it will be quite tight. Cardiff City at home. Again, Cardiff City haven't had the greatest of games really so far this season, the greatest of results, but they can make it hard for their opponents, especially at home as well. Very tricky place. But I think Burnley will pick up all 3 points. Okay, next up is Coventry City against Middlesbrough. Both sides not had the greatest of starts to the season. Coventry City, of course, are 3 games behind everyone else with the 3 home games that they did miss out on due to the pitch problems that they did have. Middlesbrough, no, they haven't, as I said, they haven't had the greatest of starts, but I mean, they really haven't had the greatest of starts. I mean, everyone was expecting them to at least make it in the top 6 and playoff, but the way that they started the season, and it was well, surprised me, probably surprised quite a lot of fans as well. But I'm gonna back Middlesbrough to win this one. Both sides to score 2-1. Coventry City, they can score the goal, but they can also concede quite a few goals as well. So, Middlesbrough's winning this one. Although, say that both sides did pick up a draw in their last game. So, I mean, especially Coventry City as well. Maybe it could be a turning point for them. 0-0, 2-2 there. Again, back Middlesbrough though. All 3 points in this one. And then next up is Reading. Another side that has surprised quite a lot of fans this season as well. Currently in the top 6 as well, against Huddersfield, where they haven't really surprised me, but I'm not sure if they have surprised you. Again, last season finished 3rd place. This season, just down at the bottom. They did make their manager change though, and obviously new manager bounce. It helped them. They picked up a 1-0 victory against Cardiff City. In this game though, against Reading, are we going to be looking at a new Huddersfield Town side in this game, or are Reading going to, well, just beat them in this game? Because Huddersfield's past performances haven't been the greatest, but then obviously they have switched their manager. It was a 4-3 victory to Huddersfield Town last time these two sides faced. Big scoreline then. I don't think it's going to be as big as last time. I'm going to go for a point apiece though, a draw, 1-1. Next up, Rotherham United against Wigan Athletic. Of course, these two sides were in League One last season, so they're now both facing each other in the Championship. It was a 1-1 draw when they last played in League One. I'm going to say it's going to be a repeat of that scoreline. I'm going to go 1-1. Both sides been really impressive so far this season, considering that they have just come up from League One. Both had a solid start to the Championship. Point apiece in this one. Next up is Sheffield United, top of the table, 1st place against Birmingham City, who, Birmingham City, such weird form here, but they've turned themselves around. Did get a 0-0 draw with Coventry City in their last game. Probably should have picked up all 3 points in that one, but they got the point. But I don't think they'll be able to pick up anything in this game. I'm going to go for a Sheffield United home victory. I'm going to go 2-0 to the Blades in this one. Should be fairly easy for them. But then again, nothing is ever easy in the Championship, is it? But 2-0 to Sheffield United. Then we've got Sunderland against Preston North End, where Preston North End did lose 2-0 to Sheffield United in their last game. And, coming to the Stadium of Light, I think it will be fairly tricky. I mean, with the past 5 games, when we have faced them, obviously Sunderland have been in League One for a few years, but when we have faced them, we've not lost in our last 5 games against Sunderland. The last time Sunderland did actually beat us was at the Stadium of Light back in 2004 when it was a 3-1 Sunderland victory. Preston North End also haven't lost a game so far away from home this season, and also haven't conceded a goal away from home this season. All of our defeats and goals conceded have been at Deepdale. But I don't think that's going to continue. Sunderland's a completely different side this time. Very strong. Top 6 again, another top 6 side. I'm going to go 2-1 Sunderland. I am going to back us to get a goal though. Don't know where I get that from, but I think we'll get one. But I think Sunderland will pick up all 3 points. I'll go 2-1 in this one. And then we've got West Bromwich Albion, another draw specialist of the league. Only the 1 win so far this season against Swansea City. Another really difficult one to predict here because, West Brom's form you got to say it's going to end a draw in this one. But realistically, West Brom should win this one. They've got the performances. They just, you know, they need to put the ball in the back of the net. I'll go 1-0. They'll do it. It'll be low scoring, but I think they'll pick up all 3 points. And then we move on to the Bet365 Stadium, where it is Stoke City against Watford, where Watford have sacked Rob Edwards after 10 games in charge. He is now gone. It hasn't come as a surprise, really, because we all know Watford and managers, they sack a manager every day, don't they? I mean, not that, obviously not that, but every half season, like a new manager comes in. Not even halfway through this season, just in an international break. First 10 games in, he's gone. And yes, he's not really, you know, again, it's that problem really, turning the draws into wins. Same with us, same with West Brom, same with Burnley, you could say as well. But Watford, they were doing all right. I mean, I know they want to bounce straight back up to the Premier League, and them currently outside the top 6 isn't, you know, really ideally where they want to be. But are they going to get a new manager bounce in this one? Probably. I mean, it always seems to happen, but I don't think it'll, you know, there'll be goals in this one. I think I'll go for another tight, narrow, low-scoring game here. 1-0 to the Hornets in this one to finish off my Game Week 12 score predictions. I mean, Watford did win this fixture 2 seasons ago when they were both in the Championship. It was a 2-1 victory to Watford, so I'll go for a victory to the Hornets in this one. No, new manager bounce, but it's not the greatest of manager. It was the manager that was with West Bromwich Albion when they were in the Premier League 2 seasons ago. Don't ask me to pronounce his name. I cannot do that. But yeah, Watford to pick up all 3 points in this game, and that will wrap up my Game Week 12 score predictions. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done already, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.